Welcome back. This is Skoden Gaming, and today we're going to be looking at my newest deck. I came up with this one 2 nights ago, and play testing has gone pretty well, so I think I'm ready to record a video or two. Let's go over the deck real quick. This is a proliferate draw deck, Teferi control, and technically a mill deck, as the purpose of the deck is to mill and exile everything that they have. Which, by the way, are any of these something I can get rid of? I mean, technically, KR Beast I don't really need. I mean, really, there's nothing to get rid of. I was going to put Unmoored Ego in there, but, I mean, it doesn't fit. And I do enough exiling as it is. And once we get our planeswalkers on the field, because that's what this is a Super Friends planeswalker esper deck that mills and controls. Oh, and this is a perfect card for it, by the way. I love this. Test of Talents. Counter instant or sorcery, and then you search their graveyard, hand, and library for all copies of that instant or sorcery, and you exile them. Man, I love that card. Expel, Teferi's Protection, Dissipate, exile it after you cancel it. Same with Devious. Cover up, exile it after you counter it. So all of my counters, not only counter, but they exile them. So even my counters are exiling cards. And of course you have Ashiok, control them, not being able to draw more than one card per turn, which helps you control them with Narset. And then of course we've got Teferi. Actually, I've got 2 versions of Teferi. And with the amount of proliferating that I'm doing, I can get the extra turns pretty easy with him, especially if I get... Flood of Tears is really a stall tactic, but if I use, where are they? Raven. You'll see, with Raven, I'm able to put it down, proliferate, draw, pick the card, and draw it all in one turn. And sometimes, usually that's Omniscience, because once I get that on the battlefield, it's pretty much over. Emergent Powers to keep drawing more cancels while I'm milling them. Proliferate. We've got Bog to exile their library again. Garden's Bastion for more proliferating. I mean, it's just a really good deck. And it's really fun if you're into control. 3.4 average cost. Which, I mean, there's not much ramping in there, but there's a lot of draw. So you're going to get to your lands pretty fast. So with that, let's go get into a match, man. Alright, after that timeout win, Johnny Stubbs is the new opponent. And Search for Glory, plus a draw card, and Narset. I think I got this. Though both of my lands are coming in tapped, which I'm not a fan of. Really? All 3 Glacial. I ever tell you how much I love Magic sometimes? Give me a land I can use. Especially with black in it. I mean, I've always got to settle the wreckage because this is definitely an aggro deck. I'll search for glory for a black. Draw a card with contentious plan. Like, what's this guy's freaking... What's he stalling for, man? So it's 9 plus 4, so it's 13 damage after this. If I don't get a land, I'm screwed. If I don't get a land that I can play in the battlefield untapped, I will lose. I'm going to strictly lose based on nothing but tapped lands. Buff it up. Greedy aggro players. Is there a card I can play for... Now at least I can use a Vraska's Contempt. Definitely not what I was trying to do. If I cast it for 3, I untap 2 lands, which is not enough for Vraska. It's a good card to be able to discard. Pretty much got it locked. I'll be able to Scanta. I'm gonna get rid of one flood the tier. Oh, damn it. I'm one, because of the Raven, I'm one away from flooding. Oh well. And that's game.
Time's up. Let's slow this down. Hurry.
Oh, I'm running out of snow permanents.
Meditate and prepare.
And it only took one game, besides the match where I won by timing out from opening hand. But it only took one match for the combo to. I didn't mean to quit recording. It only took one match for the combo to go off. And I'm actually going to call that a video, honestly, because there's not much else to show with this deck. It's just a really good control deck. I've been meaning to make a Super Friends deck anyways, and I was working on one of my other decks, Karn's Contract, which is a Liliana based Liliana contract based card or deck, and the whole idea behind that deck is here's the one I was working on when I ended up creating this one instead. The entire basis of this deck is to get Liliana's contract in, which is 4 more demons, right? Well, I decided. Looks like I didn't save what I was doing, but what I decided were changelings. There is a whole slew of changelings that, when they come into the battlefield, they are every creature type. So I just get a bunch of low-cost changelings, pump them all out, ramp up with Karn, with other ramp cards and artifacts, and pull some of these artifact creatures out as well. Plus, with this one right here, this is better than adaptation, arcane adaptation, because creatures are every creature type, as you know, same with the spells and blah blah blah. But then I can create a shifter. Well, you create a shifter. This one also, you can create a shifter, which is the fourth, a fourth type, or a fourth card of a different name. So they'd all be demons, because the last iteration had this one, and then I just pumped out a bunch of artifacts that were demons and blah, blah, blah. Well, on this one, I was going to just use a little bit of control, and the rest just changelings and then a couple demons here and there, and just ramp super fast into Liliana's contract. And by messing around with this deck, I slowly just came up with this one. I mean, this wasn't a deck that I like. The rest of my decks, they're all old decks that I updated. This deck is just a new deck, and I made it trying to upgrade the other deck, but I started to get too much control in it, and then I was like, oh, control, proliferate, planeswalkers, draw cards, control, win, mill. You know, it just pretty much came to me, and it's a really cool, really fun deck. I don't really lose very often with it, unless, of course, like like this match. You know, that match I almost lost because I was just drawing for shit lands. They were all coming in tapped, and I couldn't do anything. If it wasn't for that one land that I needed that I finally got, and then he, of course, got greedy and fell in to settle the wreckage. Rookie mistake, which almost every aggro deck does. That was game, and he never came back from that. And Magic definitely punishes you for shit like that. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. Limps.